So the number one question I get asked here is, are extended warranties a scam? The simple answer is yes and no. It really depends. Let's get started with the video and we'll talk about the details of some things you should consider when buying an extended warranty right after this. So, should you buy an extended warranty in 2025? Let's keep it simple here. Cars in 2025 are extremely complicated, and that's just, there's no way around it. And even the most reliable cars, they're a lot more complicated than the same car from 15 years ago. So, extended warranties are tailored to specific folks. If you're the kind of person that drives normal mileage, you like your car to be taken care of, you always stay on top of everything, you maintain your car properly, you want it to last, you don't like this broken and that broken, and you say, oh, it'll be fine, it'll be fine. You want their car to be fine. This is the ideal candidate for an extended warranty, actually. You're the kind of person that keeps the car for 10, 12, up to 15 years. This is the person that extended warranty may make sense to, because it could not be something big like an engine problem or a transmission problem. It could be a collection of little stuff that actually ends up making that warranty make total sense. Things like the radio goes out, seat stops working, some gizmo stops working. And the whole point of buying a car with gizmos is to enjoy them. And if they all break down, it's like, what's the point? And here's the most important thing to me. Most cars will have a factory warranty, 3 years, maybe 5 years on the powertrain. Every manufacturer will be different, but that's about the average. Most car loans these days, and how expensive cars are. I mean, I used to say 5 years. Now there's 6 and 7 and even 8 years loans, which is, by the way, it's not a terrible idea. Don't go over 5, but I understand folks have to do that to be able to afford these expensive cars these days. But you want to be protected for the duration of your loan. I want you to consider that, because here's the problem. You bought a new car, and ideally buying an extended warranty for a new car makes sense when you plan it right. You bought this new car, your plan is to keep it at least 10 years. You bought an extended warranty for 10 years, so basically 7 years after the initial 3 years. At year 4, the radio went out. Well, you're out of the basic warranty for the manufacturer. Year 4, the radio. It's as simple as the radio stopped working. Well, is it the end of the world? It's not. But would you like to drive a 4-year-old car with no radio? Or shell out a small fortune for these new infotainments? It could be as simple as that. And then you have a seat that just doesn't want to move anymore, or something rattling inside the track, or it rocks back and forth. Well, can you drive this car like that? Sure. Do you want to drive a 4-year-old car that the seat rocks back? Simple as that. Rocks back and forth every time you stop, clink. Every time you accelerate, clink. Or do you want to shell out a small fortune of repair while you are still making payments on that car? That's where you want to actually consider it. Extended warranties on used cars. This is where, in my book, it almost becomes a high priority that you seek out a good extended warranty. We'll talk about a few red flags with extended warranties. You're buying a used car. You're already getting the savings between this used car, let's say a 4 or 5-year-old car, versus a new one. You're already getting a lot of savings of depreciation. But here's the risk with used cars. You don't know how the previous owner took care of it. Did they do the maintenance on time? I mean, sometimes you can find out, but even then, did they really? Or did the place that they took it to do a good job and use proper fluids and proper procedures and whatnot? You really have no way of finding out. And that's the biggest problem with used cars. Now, if you're buying a 15-year-old used car that is not very expensive, well, I get it. You're not paying a fortune for it. But used cars are pretty expensive these days. So you go buy a used car. Let's put a hypothetical year here. A 5-year-old used car, and you financed it for 5 years. Used cars are ridiculous these days, I'll be honest with you. You financed it for 5 years. Well, now by the time you're done paying it off, it's a 10-year-old car. There is one thing I'll tell you about 10-year-old cars. They're gonna need a thing or two. And you're still paying this car. Let's say the previous owner completely neglected the maintenance. I mean, today, the day of filming this video, I'm going to give you a prime example. We had a beautiful 2017 Toyota Tacoma. Such a fine gentleman, took care of his car, loves his car. He bought it around 48,000 miles. Needs an engine at 68,000 miles. Cylinder wall damage, ticking noise, clattering, all kinds of problems. I warn you all the time, my channel is a bit kind of focused on Toyota and Lexus. I warn you about 16, 17 Tacomas that they did have some issues. But the face of the owner dropped when I showed him the inside of his cylinder, how severe damage it has. And the problem is, damage already happened. We did not get to really find out why. And my hunch is, looking at the service history, there was a gap of 26,000 miles of oil changes. And looking at the condition of the engine, I have a feeling that was a real gap. And somebody cleaned this engine, put the car for sale, and moved on. I mean, it's a disaster. You have basically a very expensive car that you can't sell. And if you're still paying for it, now you're stuck. Well, what do I do now? If you have priced engines for Tacomas, they're not cheap. Let's put it this way. I mean, you're in the 5-digit repair sometimes with Tacomas engines. But if this owner would have bought an extended warranty and a good one, they would be smiling right now, because the warranty would not have cost this much, but the engine would have, and it would be 100% covered because it's a typical failure. Because the extended warranty, and this is the other thing, we'll talk about that in a little bit, cannot tell you this is a pre-existing condition when you've owned the car for 2-3 years. This is something that just happened. The car has been perfectly fine for 2-3 years, and now it is having a problem. See, extended warranties, if you plan them and you are the right buyer for them, they could actually really save you in a bad day. But you gotta know the ins and outs of extended warranties. And I feel like with used cars, I want you to consider them even further. Because remember, you're buying this car used, you have a loan on it. By the time you're done with this loan, this car will be a lot older and with a lot more miles than if you would have bought it new. That's another consideration here. So which extended warranty do you buy? What are some red flags? That is a very difficult question to answer directly, but I'll give you some things that I see from working with extended warranties and how they are. The first thing you should always ask, because when you go in front of the finance manager, a dealership, whatnot, or somebody, salesman, whatever the case, they'll give you a brochure. Here you go, warranty is the best thing in the planet. Sign here to get it. It'll be $20 a month. That's a mistake if you just go with it like that. Tell them, I don't want to know how much a month it adds to my loan. I want to know how much is this extended warranty going to cost me in total, because it is actually a mistake, and it's just going to get a little bit into the financial side. It is a big mistake to roll your taxes and your extended warranty into the loan, because now this is not part of the price of the car, and you're going to be paying interest on it. Instead of putting a down payment on the car, which retains some of its value, extended warranty and the taxes, you're losing that. Pay that instead, cash, and then finance the car itself. Just letting you know about that. But you want to know what the total number is, because when I tell you it's $20 a month, oh, it's just $20 a month. I can live with that. But is it? Over 5 years, that adds up to a lot of money, and you need to know what that number is. That's the first thing. Second thing is, what kind of extended warranty are we getting here? You need to know what they cover and what they do not cover. If you're buying a used car, if they don't cover catalytic converters, I might not want this extended warranty. Because what are the chances of a 8-9-year-old car needing a catalytic converter? It's a possibility. So if they don't cover it, well, what good is that? And here's the best part. I see some extended warranties. Oh, we don't cover seals and gaskets. Well, what good is this extended warranty to me? If I have an oil leak, that the car is just leaving spots everywhere, well, what good is that? Or I see extended warranties going as far as saying, we don't cover struts and shocks. We cover everything else, but not struts and shocks. Well, what good is that extended warranty to me when my 8-9-year-old car needs struts or shocks? See, this is what you need to know, not what they cover, because that's going to be they are going to use sometimes I see the language on these brochures. It's like you literally mentioned the same thing twice on the things you cover, but they never list what they do not cover, and that's what you want to find out. You will not buy an extended warranty without knowing that part, because that's the part that makes or breaks it, because it's a very bad idea to buy it without knowing. And if you don't know about mechanical, well, what does this mean that they don't cover? Research before you buy. It's very important, folks. On the red flags of extended warranties that you should immediately run from. Normally, I'll just be honest here, the best place to buy an extended warranty is the selling dealership. And usually, if it's like a new car dealership, Hyundai dealership, Toyota dealership, BMW dealership, a big manufacturer dealership basically. Because usually they will not risk their reputation with a scammy little extended warranty company. They usually don't do that because they sell new cars with extended warranties. They're going to sell you a good extended warranty, and the best one you can get from that brand. Say you're buying a Toyota from a Toyota dealership, they're going to sell you the extension of the factory warranty. Some manufacturers will have that. That would be the best warranty to get, of course. Red flags. Lifetime warranty. I'll tell you a quick story. I have a customer. She has a Highlander. We have been chasing after the lifetime warranty for a leaking head gasket for 8 months. And finally, they just out of the blue, we deny the claim. We don't want to do this. And so we have to start all over again and again and again. Lifetime warranties are too good to be true because they are too good to be true. There's no such thing. Nothing is lifetime. We're not lifetime. No car will last forever. What do you mean lifetime? That's a gimmick, folks. Sure, you'll see them. They're legit. They're not like, complete scam. But their job is to find how to deny your claim. They ask this owner of this car, we want your entire service record from the day you bought the car brand new till today. 180,000 miles. They actually had the records and they sent it. They denied it because, you did this oil change at 5,200 miles, not at 5,000. That's why they denied it. Well, what does that have to do with the head gasket leaking? Unknown. Don't go for that. The second thing is online extended warranties where anybody can just go and sign up for one. Some of them are okay. But the problem is, this is what I see always with these, they are one size fits all. They're not a specific extended warranty that's only available for dealers. Because most of the good extended warranties, you can't just ring them up and get an extended warranty. They want this car inspected at a facility, the third-party facility that has nothing to do with the owner or the extended warranty company, to make sure that we're not buying a lemon, putting an extended warranty on it, and then fixing it. That's what they want to make sure. So buying your own extended warranty online, be very careful. Because some of these extended warranties, we will only pay $50 an hour for the shop that repairs the car. I'll tell you one thing, in the United States, there might be not a single shop that will do that labor rate. So what good is this extended warranty if they basically, we'll just pay 1/3 of your bill and you're responsible for the rest. But we'll still charge you full price for the extended warranty. That's not a good warranty. This is where I consider them scam, but they're legit, but you didn't read the fine print. Be very careful with those. And to answer the question that we started the video with, are extended warranties a scam? Yes, when you buy the wrong one. No, when you buy the right one and it works for you. Here's the thing with extended warranties. I'll give you another example. I have a very dear customer of ours, owns an LX 570. Beautiful car, but it's a 2010. He's had an issue with head gaskets. Car is running perfectly fine. All of a sudden, it started misfiring. Head gasket blew. Head gasket is an over $5,000 repair on this car. And with the possibility that the cylinder, the block is warped, and it could get a lot more complicated. Well, they have an extended warranty. Well, extended warranty is covering the whole thing. Gave us a hard time about it. Of course, they're gonna try. No company wants to just volunteer $5,000 like that, but they covered it. You know what the customer had to pay? $100 deductible, and they even paid for his rental because they bought a good extended warranty that was legit, and they have a legit concern. Here's the other thing we'll talk about here in a moment, and they covered it. Great. They paid us our labor rate, no drama, no, shortcuts and whatnot. They took care of their customer. They gave him a rental. He's very happy, and he flat out mentioned to me, I will never buy another car without an extended warranty if I'm this company, because they're great. And I agree. They're great, and there's a lot of those out there. There's also the bad ones. Now, there is something very important here, which is, I see this also. That's why extended warranties are getting harder on shops. If you bought a non-scam extended warranty, don't let your shop that was working on your car scam them. That's a problem, because this is starting to create a thing for extended warranties to make it extremely difficult to get claims gone through, and I don't blame them when they are legit and they get scammed. It's very bad. Don't create false claims and work with your shop. Well, let's just get it through before my warranty runs out. I know there's nothing wrong with it, but don't do that. If you want to get the right treatment, give the right treatment. If you don't want your extended warranty to scam you, don't scam them. That's very important, and I wanted to mention that because I see that a lot. It is very important that you always research and think things through. What is the purpose of extended warranty? Let's say you bought a car and you're gonna, use it heavily. You're gonna put an unbelievable amount of miles on it immediately. You're gonna drive it almost 50, 60, 70,000 miles a year. Well, what's the point of extended warranty? Most extended warranties are 70, 80, 100, 120 the most. And you're gonna run that down in 2 years. What's the point? That's one time where you don't want to get an extended warranty because it doesn't make sense. You're going to put so many miles in such a short period of time. The likelihood of things going south are not actually high. But equally, if you are majority of folks who will drive their car normal mileage, nothing on the extreme or nothing on the very low, consider it, but don't overpay for it. And I wish I can help you with numbers and whatnot, but that's not my department. I am just telling you what extended warranties do when we deal with them and how they are. But consider it, but don't overpay for it. And you'll know when it's too much. This is some extended warranty, and some dealerships, unfortunately, when they sell extended warranty, they'll inflate the price so much. And here's the last piece of advice, by the way: negotiate the price of the extended warranty. They will lock initially, tell you, no, it's a warranty, I can't negotiate. There's always room in these. I think you know that. But if you get a decent deal on an extended warranty, and it's from a reputable dealership that is trying to sell you from a reputable company, research the company names, and it's important that you actually ask for the company name so you can research it. I wouldn't hesitate, because they are not scam, folks. If you do your due diligence and understand what you are buying, they are not scam. But if you just sign the paper and let's go, you could have bought a very bad extended warranty. Not bad because the company is scamming or whatnot. It's just a bad contract and a bad policy. That's as simple as that, because you didn't look at the important hidden stuff. That's the problem. Folks, I hope this video was helpful and informative. I hope you learned something new. If you like it, consider giving it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing to the channel. Check out some other videos. Until the next video, folks, may the Lord bless you and keep you, and you have yourself a wonderful day.